Up until now, if you wanted to buy Sony G series zoom lens, not G Master, but G series zoom lens, that would only come in f4, like 12 to 24 f4, 16 to 35 f4, 20 to 70 f4, 20 to 105 f4, and 70 to 200 f4. They are all in f4, and that changes today because Sony just announced this 24 to 50 G lens, and it is f2.8, and it costs 1,100 US dollars and 1,500 Canadian dollars. Compared to 24 to 70 G Master 2 lens, which is double the price by the way, this lens doesn't pull any punches. Of course, it doesn't have 24 to 70 range, this has 24 to 50 range, but just like 24 to 70, it has 11 blade circular aperture, it has a focus hold button, it has an autofocus manual focus switch, it has an aperture ring, and you can switch this to non-click version. It has linear response manual focus. What that means is if your manual focus is focused here, when you go like that, and when you come back, the focus is going to be there no matter what speed you go and come back. And it has a closer minimum focus distance compared to 24 to 70 G Master 2 lens. As you can see, it is very small and it weighs 440 grams, which makes this one of the lightest G series zoom lens Sony has. What that means is this lens is easy to carry, this lens is easy to selfie, and it will take very little space in your bag. It has a 67mm filter thread. What that means is the filters you're gonna buy for this lens is gonna be cheaper. Let me give you an example. One of my favorite filters, the Nissi Swift system. If you buy it for 67mm thread, they cost $330. If you want to buy it for 82mm filter thread, that costs $410. Also, as you can imagine, the 67mm thread filters way less. So if you're vlogging with this, that's not going to add any more weight to your complete camera setup. So I have a 20mm f1.8 prime lens. It's a G series prime lens, which is one of my favorite Sony lenses ever, and that has 67mm filter thread as well. Also, the newer 50mm 1.4 has the 67mm filter thread as well. So with one set of filters, you can exchange these amongst all of the lenses. I'm not sure, but I think this lens has parfocal focus. What that means is when you set your focus manually at 24mm focal length, when you go to 50mm focal length, the focus is gonna stay more or less in that range. When it comes to vlogging, 24mm usually is considered a little too narrow, but as you can see, this is not bad. But this is when the stabilization is set to standard and focus breathing compensation is turned off. So let's turn on the active stabilization. As you can see, there was a little bit of crop happening, but it is still in arm's length. It looks like this. And when we turn on the focus breathing compensation, the image you're gonna get, the widest image in the arm's length, is gonna be like this. So it is not that bad. It is not that close to your face. I think it's doable. Well, why did I mention focus breathing compensation? Because one of the things this lens has is a little bit of focus breathing, if you will. It is not very bad, but it is there and it is noticeable. But if you want to get rid of it, you can either do it in camera or you can do it in post. Callus Browse and Callus Prepare also has focus breathing compensation that you can apply to the footage you have, so you can do it there. However, as you can see, there is no power zoom and the zoom is not internal, but it really doesn't go that much of a distance and it really doesn't feel like it's changing that much of the balance. Whenever I reviewed the Zoom G series lenses, in the comments I was always seeing that people wanted a faster lens. They weren't happy about f4. They wanted a faster lens, and it is here now. I think combined with Sony's secret weapon, the A7C II or A7CR, without breaking the bank that much, I think this can be a solution that's really good for a lot of stuff. Right now, we have the 50mm lens connected to my main talking head camera. Of course, we are at 2.8 instead of 1.2. So of course there's going to be a little bit of difference in the depth of field, so don't don't fall for it, because this is a monster of a lens. But as you can see, as far as I can see, everything looks fine. And this is what it looks like when I use Sony's 24 to 50mm f2.8G lens on my top-down camera. I think this is really nice. I have no problems with this. And when it comes to beauty shots, 24, the minimum focus distance with this lens is so good that it's going to allow you to capture, if you're reviewing a product, those details very easily. And for vlogging, either you can continue with this or maybe get a 20mm f1.8 lens. But if you're just going to stick with one lens, as of today, I think this is a fantastic solution from Sony. I wish it was 20 to 50. I think that would have really made it incredibly well, but I don't know how the engineering behind this lens works. What that would bring to this lens, would it make it a lot bigger, or would it make it other stuff a lot worse? But this 24 to 50 is not bad at all. I'm very impressed. I think I'm getting one immediately. This is going back to Sony, and I think I'll be buying one as soon as I can. Well, thank you very much for watching this short but sweet episode. Please let me know what you think about Sony's brand new lens. This 24 to 50G f2.8. Is f2.8 something that makes you happy? Is this zoom enough for you? What do you want? What do you want? Just tell me, I'll tell Sony. I will tell them. I will go personally, talk to them personally. I will bring your message. Leave it in the comments below. And until I see you the next time, take really good care of yourselves. And hoşça kalın.